Leonidas drops the stun and drops the full ult. Oh my goodness, look at the health bars. It's a quad kill.
Should find the kill. Lunara will clean up that fight. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It is going to be Soul Shield. You gotta be kidding me. And Raw to take the 3v1, gets one, looking for the second. Crispy is popping off.
Looks like that Blizzard may connect with 4 people.
People, Lady Ronin! Oh my goodness, what a chat!
That was really good.
Oh my! Hello there. Hey, wait a minute. We're already in the draft. I was a little bit late on that one. Hi, everybody. Welcome to NGS Season 13. We are casting some Division C East games between the teams of Icecrown Citadel Raiders and Icecrown Citadel Kawaii. So we got both the ICC squads rolling in here, throwing down, finding out who's at the top of the Citadel. So yeah, we'll jump right into the game here. We got ICC Kawaii banning out Junkrat right away. We're on Braxis. Holdout. You can see it at the top of the screen. Braxis holdout. ICC Kawaii banning out Junkrat. ICC Raiders. We got the Johanna out of there. And we're mostly caught up. There's Sylvana's getting banned out. Yeah, so welcome everyone. So this is the second day after the most recent patch going live, in which Rhaegar was nerfed once again, and Johanna was nerfed just a little bit. As we can see by the initial ban, it was not quite enough. Stukov getting banned out. Tychus getting picked up by the Raiders. Yeah, one day after the patch, and we are still seeing the meta begin to settle. But like I said, Johanna, still pretty good. Rhaegar, he got shafted. He's done. He's no longer on top.
For the alliance above all.
What flavor is Scoops? Whatever flavor you want it to be. I'm Neapolitan, but Neapolitan? I'm ice cream, baby. I'm cool however you take me. Jaina and Anduin getting picked up for the side of the Raiders. Both very solid picks. Anduin has recently, well, relatively recently, in terms of Heroes of the Storm patches, recently found his way to the top of the healer meta. On the other side, for Kawaii, we got Malfurion and Varian getting picked up. Look at these names. These look hard to pronounce. Malfurion and Varian. Varian having recently gotten a buff in the more recent patch. Is the Wolf Boy no going anymore? No, unfortunately, our good old bitey healer man has lost some of his fang. They nerfed a couple of his E-builds. He still has enough power to be a healer by himself. He does not have the overwhelming strength that he used to have. Orphe getting banned out by the Raiders. Orphe's a strong mage. But yeah, Varian getting buffed in the last patch to let his increase the cooldown reduction on his spell damage auto attack thingy, his trait. Sonya getting banned out for the side of Kawaii. So that is an offlaner. And as we are on Brax's holdout, offlaners are very important. It's important you have a good offlaner versus a good offlane, because the lanes are fairly... There's two of them.
Is worth fighting for.
You're either winning a lane or losing a lane. May getting picked up, and Falstad getting picked up. May very good on this map, as she has excellent point control and can just slap a blizzard right on top of the thingy and, you know, catch anybody on top there. Falstad's pretty good with the global because he can warp to the top lane, win a fight, and get the point under control. On the side of Kawaii, we got Gul'dan getting picked up. Gul'dan has actually might be a sleeper pick for this current meta, as he has had some hefty buffs as of yesterday. Leoric in the offlane for the side of Kawaii. So it'll be versus whatever Azrael is thinking of picking up, and it is Malthael without a second thought. We were ready for that. We're like, hey, we're taking the Malthael. I'm very loud. Hold on. Let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. That should be enough. They kicked him, they fixed him up, and they kicked him again. The poor dog. Yeah, let's get underway. Brax's holdout, the Raiders versus the Kawaii. We'll find out from this first game who will be the victor of the first game to take it to game number 2. I'm very descriptive. Alright, so taking a quick peek at these comps, we got Jaina, Falstad, May, Anduin, and Malthael on the left side. Solid damage, solid follow-up. Nothing too exciting over there. On the other side, for Kawaii, we've got Malfurion, Gul'dan, Leoric, Tychus, and Varian. Gul'dan's pretty good on this map and has recently had a buff, so we should see some fun stuff coming out of there. But other than that, I'd say they all have some fairly standard compositions. Only one team will get the crown. Thank you, King of Hearts. Your Majesty.
Facility powering up.
We're about to begin.
Whee! Alright. For the side of ICC Raiders in the blue, we got Zinzi 70 on the Falstad, Xerxes 89, Rock on the Jaina, Overlord on the May, Mr. Papercut on the Anduin, and up here we have Azriel on Malthael.
Systems online in 10 seconds.
For ICC Kawaii in the red, we have Cthulhu on the Gul'dan, Tomgan on the Varian, Miyu,
2, 1.
Magor, Magor, Magor on the Malfurion, Jake Yaz on the Tychus, and on the Leoric we have, of course, the Lich Queen. I like this. What's going on here? This is funny. This is hilarious. You found him! Get out of there! Scatter! Bail! Does he suck better? He actually does not suck any better or worse. They just fixed the adjusted to his other two builds. His Green Wave and his Corruption Wave. And you can see we are going Pursuit of Flames. We're going to see some of that newly buffed Green Wave strength. Varian getting hit by a Anduin, looking still pretty fine. Does not quite have either of his other level 4s yet, so he is not exactly a powerhouse. In fact, he is just a glorified melee minion. No extra health, no extra abilities, he just has a sword. Oh my god. Hold one out on Jaina. Oh, just about gets hit with the heal. But Varian Q landed at the last possible second. Like he just has his sword. So far, ICC Kawaii in control as of 1 minute and 11 seconds into the game. That doesn't matter a whole lot. We are peeling off to take care of this camp, looks like. In the top lane, Azriel seems to be the victor in the 1v1. Of course, health bars don't matter a whole lot because you can just turn yourself up and the game down. You got it, Ouija. Yeah. Myself going up. Rah. Game going down. Rah. That should be enough. Let me know how that sounds. Alright, both these teams got their camps out at basically the same time, which is pretty cool. Still no level 4 on Varian, so he is just running in with a button. A lot of damage coming out onto the Gul'dan. Needs to suck up some of these minions to get that health bar real quick. A little bit of channel going over to the side of the Raiders. A little bit of channel. Bottom lane just dealing with these cams. The Gul'dan coming in with his suck. Ooh, Mr. Papercut getting a little bit caught out. Can't be that too far out as a solo heal. Thank you, Ouija. Ooh, taunt is online and lands onto it. Looks like the May, maybe the Falstad. Not entirely sure. It was a large cluster of bodies. But we do see a lot of damage out for the side of the Raiders. Just need a little bit of healing from that Anduin light. Light of Anduin. Doesn't have Light Will, even in Blessings. Different talent. Looks like Kawaii is in control of the channel right now. Varian is in position to do a taunt, is looking for a target. Looks like it's May. Taunt does come out. Not a lot of damage coming out. Ooh, kick into the team. Does not quite land on any solid engages, but does make this side of Kawaii scatter a little bit. And while all this is going on in the bot lane, the top lane, it does look like that Azriel does have control of the top shrine for the side of the Raiders, heading back to do some camps, looks like. Falstad's peeling off to give himself a bit of a hand, which does mean bot lane will be uncontested for a short amount of time. Varian doing a little bit of sneaking around, just trying to find some blue health bars. I suppose they're red by the end of the state up top. Taunt does come out onto May. Trying to get some damage out. Blizzard just comes out for a little bit of peel. This is a 4v3 in the bot lane. There's Falstad has flown down, and that is Pursuit of Flame already done by Gul'dan. I don't think that's too tough to finish. That's actually pretty good. Oh my god, the sleep and root went onto the Mei. Very close to knocking her out of the game, but not quite able to pull that off. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do have this camp pushing with Malthael. Looks like the Lich Queen will be having a tough time dealing with all of this by herself. And we'll check back in with them in a moment. Oh, a taunt down onto the Mei. We're just trying to bust the tank down, getting real close to doing it. And there it is, Tychus moving in for the last little bit of kill. Not with the percentage damage, but with the Daka minigun. The Pray and Spray. Does look like what ICC Kawaii is aiming to do with their particular comp. We have Tychus for the percentage damage and sustained damage provided by Gul'dan. And Gul'dan taking the Make Your Healer Angry talent. Ooh, double root from the Anduin. He does have a level 4 talent now, so that is nice. It's nice. Oh, a taunt right onto the Anduin. Anduin cannot pull himself. Root comes out, but not quite in time. Looks like Anduin is able to save himself. Counter engage comes out onto the Gul'dan. Can he get the last little bit of damage out there? Not quite able to secure that. He got real low. That was like 52 hit points on the Gul'dan. In the top lane we have an offlane death. And bot lane is getting chased out once again with all of that damage. Oof. Take a look at the top lane. Looks like the camp was able to get the front wall and, of course, a deadly orc. Malthael does seem to be winning that fight. They should be relatively even in experience if we shift over to the tab. Oh, not quite. Not as much as you'd think. Ooh, a real good pull comes up from the end one onto the Mei. And it looks like we are still pretty even. Both these teams have relatively even percentage. Oh, a huge engage onto the Jaina. Can we get the last little bit of damage out there? Taunt did not land onto the Jaina earlier. We were looking for the Mei at that point, and it looks like Raiders will be able to walk away a little bit safer here. Does need some healing to come out for the side of the Raiders. 10s. Relatively even for both these teams, just around the corner. Level 9 just needs a couple more waves of minions soaked. The Raiders looking at their own siege camp back here. I think Kawaii, yeah, there's Kawaii picking up their own. Malfurion just made the decision. I wonder if the rest of the team will join. And Varian looking for something. Found himself in a bit of a pickle. A little bit far from the team, is just walking his little slow feet away. Does manage to get away. There we go. How did these camp minions get there? That's a bit ridiculous. Ooh. Kawaii getting real low. Does not have a lot of single target healing on the Malfurion, so gonna want to look for something here from the side of Kawaii. Vader's looking to get in there. Taunt comes out onto the Mei. Mei slams. Blizzard gets pulled back and will be safe for the time being. Very real low. 10s online for both these teams. For the side of the Raiders, we got Summon Water Elemental, Mighty Gust, Avalanche, Light Bomb, and Last Rites. For the side of Kawaii, we've got Entomb, Commandeer Odin, Shield Wall, Tranquility, and Horrify. Now, in theory, having a Varian and reaching level 10 means you're not quite as much of an advantage as you were from stages 4 through 9. But Mei getting real low. He did have to pop her Ice Block and is walking away. Anduin on their way now. Looks real good on that mount. Looks like Kawaii does take this opportunity to secure some siege damage as they are able to, especially with the Gul'dan and the Commandeer Odin. That is a ton of push that they have right there. Big gust to get them all back as Mei shows up, and we're looking for something here. Ooh, Light Bomb coming out. Ooh, does not quite land on anything. A Horrify coming out from the Gul'dan. We're looking for some damage onto the Falstad. Falstad does walk away safe. Avalanche lands onto the Malfurion, but not quite able to secure the damage. It looks like Jaina will be passing away in exchange, and that is not looking too good for the Raiders, as Kawaii should be able to siege the rest of this keep down. And we got a little bit of some Tychus action, looking for a little bit of pain in this top lane here. Lich Queen will be going down. Channel will be getting picked up by Tychus. We did see that last right land on the Lich Queen. Top lane now in control of Kawaii. Oh, down here we got Mei getting real close to death. Does get caught in the root and sleep and taunt and stun, all that fun stuff, but is able to walk away with the help of some friendly neighborhood healing. Alright, Kawaii picking up their own camp, both of them at the same time. Lovely, lovely. Raiders looking for something, trying to get control of one of these shrines. At least we have consistent control of the top lane. Ezreal holding their own weight on the shrine. Here we go. Bot lane, we do have things happen. Oh, and a tomb lands on the Jaina, looking for a little bit of way to get him out of there. There's Pole coming out just in the nick of time. There's Light Bomb in the end when a little bit greedy. Weren't quite looking for that. Down a couple of buttons here and there, but shouldn't be a problem for too long, because it looks like Kawaii is rolling top lane. Get a little bit of gank onto the Malthael, and two swap lanes, basically. Oh, don't go back in there. Oh! Well, that's 1 for 1. Malthael for the Tychus. Not too bad. Now, lane swap for the side of Kawaii is pretty smart, because in the battle of the off lanes, if Raiders are so inclined to swap down here, they don't have a well to tap at anymore. So swap lanes, and suddenly your off laner is at a even larger advantage. Which is pretty good because Lich Queen has been struggling into that Malthael. Alright, 4v4 in the top lane. We have swapped lanes. Tychus is not quite here yet. We'll be here in 1 second. There they go. Taunt onto the Mei. Light Bomb coming out. Oh, but Mighty Gust at the same time. Ooh. You hate to see that. It looks like Kawaii is looking for the counter engage here. As a lot of cooldowns were used by the side of the Raiders, and they're looking like they're going to be a little bit split. A retreat in different directions will be a little bit rough. Mei is kind of low. Jaina ice blocks in an unfortunate position. Needs to get ice pulled away by Anduin. And we're looking pretty good. Looks like full channel will be going over to the side of Kawaii. Ooh, a taunt comes out onto the Mei. Not quite enough damage to follow up, but that is just a button spent. Bot lane, once again, we see Malthael has defeated Leoric. And is looking, to join the 4-man for a quick little get 'em, boys. Alright, here they come. Malthael getting a little bit, trying to get back with the team. There's Ice Block coming out. Gul'dan getting picked off. Malthael looks to be next to go down. There he is. Varian in the backline. Does not have a lot of damage to be able to do much. Looks like Fausted will be hunting down this Varian. York is here, is looking for something. There's a taunt, there's a bunch of damage. A gut does come out, but not quite enough. The rest of the side of the Raiders looking for some vengeance. Get him! There's Varian, almost certainly dead. There he goes. Just gonna be swapping channels here. Swappity, swappity, swappity. And doing Hearthing, as he is out of mana. Didn't have enough buttons. Is that Shield Breaker? What do we need that for? Falstad and Mei. And Anduin. Okay, yes. Yes. Side of the Kawaii, picking up their own siege camp. And channel is blue right now, so this should be a relatively even Zerg wave for both these sides. We'll see how this pulls through. Technically, Raiders is at a disadvantage as they are down an entire structure. That was like a... Both these sides get like 100% wave. That's pretty cool. Is it actually 100%? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think it's full. I think they both get a full strength wave. Oh, Anduin getting a little bit caught out, but not actually caught out if there's nobody there to punish you for it. Oh, huge damage onto the Malthael. Oh, Malfurion, I mean, gets absolutely shredded on a counter engage from that Entomb. Very well done. And Raiders are in for the push. However, it does mean that nobody's in the bot lane to... Oh my god. Jaina, Jaina, Jaina! No! Didn't quite have enough buttons there for that Gul'dan damage. Jaina getting picked off. The damage over time from the Gul'dan. Malthael in the bot lane. It looks like top lane has been cleared up. Bot lane, Malthael doing his very best. Gonna be losing some wall structures here, not too much. I gotta say, solid performance coming out of Kawaii. able to defend against their own lane and basically negate any sort of push they had. Solo May in the top lane just trying to push off 4 heroes at once here, but looks like this 4 will be going down. Not quite enough damage to do something about that. It looks like they're going to be moving in here. Are we looking for something more? A little more siege damage, some wall damage maybe? Oh, a taunt onto the Anduin. But once again, a little bit far away, but doesn't matter because Leoric hits him with a massive entomb and gets finished off by the Gul'dan. Gul'dan. Looks like that Kawaii will be staying here for the siege damage, as bottom lane does have consistent pressure. And amazingly, both these teams are at nearly exactly the same experience level. Just some siege damage coming out from the side of Kawaii, as Anduin still has another 10 seconds on the respawn time. Malthia on the bot lane just getting as much soak as they possibly can. Raiders just trying to protect the last little vestiges of their keep. Well, a lot of keep. It's just the walls that are down. It looks like Raiders are looking for something to get back in there, but does scare them off, and Kawaii will be retreating to probably do their own camp. Boss is up and an option, but a crazy option. But sometimes you gotta get nuts in this game, but nobody's gonna do that because we're looking for the W. We do check the boss because that is the smart thing to do. But to do the boss is nuts. Kawaii setting up for a little bit of a ganky-roo. Do we get caught out with it? Nobody fake check. Oh, there's the blind coming out. And we do have a pull from the Anduin. That is a gank expended. And that is Raiders looking pretty good. And a couple of cooldowns coming out have been spent from the side of Kawaii. Now we have a little bit of stuff on the boss. Boss gets leashed, and Raiders are looking for something, trying to get something, but I don't think you want that at this point. Looks like they have agreed, yes, we don't want that. We will go back and channel bottom point, while Kawaii goes to top point, channels their own thingamabobber. And we also want our camps. Everybody wants camps. Get your own camps. Looks like we may be seeing a 5v5 for the rest of the game, as Malthia and Leoric have both decided to join up with the Foreman. I'll get to that, Bevan, at the end of the game here. Oh, Raiders once again. Oh, this time there's no one to save you. There's no one to save you. Very good gank setup in exactly the same place, but Malthia doesn't have very good, brush checking maneuvers. And of course, Kawaii, having secured an entire kill, have decided, hey, boss is here, and also ours. Oh, a huge light bomb from Anduin. Oh, getting real close to the full channel. Everyone's getting so low. There's a gust. Oh, but the unstoppable on the Odin, but that does kill the Odin. And boss goes over to the side of the Raiders. Falstad getting real low, does get picked off, along with the Malfurion, who gets a lot of damage. Jaina damage actually coming in clutch there. And that is a 2-for-2 trade for both these teams. Boss is pushing in bot lane, but top lane is taking, not quite, will be taking a bit of damage with this siege camp that is right here. Raiders picking up their own top channel. Bottom channel is getting picked up by Varian for Kawaii. Boss plinking away at the fort here. Boy, that is not an impressive amount of damage, I gotta say. Well, nobody's pushing with it, which is expected. And that is an entire keep loss just from those two little goons. Guys, clear your camps. Bot lane, we have a little bit of a scuffle here. 3v3, both sides looking for something. Entomb, oh, light bomb, self-cast Entomb! There he goes, gets taunted by Daddy. Daddy does get the taunt off, and Gul'dan gets absolutely shredded there. Oh my god, Anduin absolutely coming in mad, screaming with the light bomb. Leoric getting so low. Can he get the last little bit of damage? Yes, we can. Raiders rocking it in with the team fight here. Finishes 2 kills there. One on Gul'dan, one on Leoric, and that is a full channel Zerg wave from the Raiders. Welfare wave only from Kawaii, which should be able to get cleared up by the Falstad, and he will be flying back in at a moment's notice. 20s are online for the Raiders. We have Winter Mute getting picked up. We got Wind Tunnel. We got Cascade, Censure, and No One Can Stop Death. Here we go. Large wave, Zerg wave from the side of the Raiders. Let's see what we can get out of this. I do expect a lot of this keep will be going down. Maybe the entire keep. Maybe some shields will fall. We do have Gul'dan dead for another 10 seconds, so the wave clear on this side is slightly lackluster. Push still going. Two of the Ultralisks. One of the Ultralisks is still active. Oh, that is a good cleanse from the mouth. Oh, Jesus. Oh, a huge root from the Jaina looking for something, and a huge stun onto the... Oh, the Orc. Did that deny? Oh, that denied the last rights. A huge gust from the Faust that gets the rest of the team away from the Orc, which does secure the kill regardless. Gul'dan looking real low. Oh, light bomb onto the Falstad, and Gul'dan puffs away in a cloud of smoke because of his level 20 demonic circle. And it looks like this game will be going over to Raiders. Holy moly, look at these health bars, actually. Shh. Robot! 6%. I didn't even notice that. Didn't even notice that. Shh. I gotta move my robot. I'll be 1 second. Take a look at these talents. Alright. I'm back again. Alright, so let's take a quick look at these talents. We did get to see a lot of the level 20s coming in from the side of the Kawaii. We have Buried Alive, Big Red Button, Glory to the Alliance, Serenity, and Demonic Circle. That was quite an interesting game here. Alright. Check out that build you know I'm asking about. We have, of course, the Leor. So Lich Queen picking up Ocean Renewal at level 1. Neil Peasants for that additional damage to mercenaries and monsters, not minions anymore because it's built into his default mace. Hopeless getting picked up at level 7. Entomb, Spectral Leech, so Royal Focus. Oh, interesting. I think there's an auto-attack talent at this one, at this tier. Actually, are you in the ads? Okay, ads done. We'll go over this once again. Ocean Renewal, level 1. Neil Peasants, Hopelessness, Entomb, Spectral Leech, Royal Focus, and Buried Alive. So it looks like we're going kind of an auto-attack talent. I believe there's one at this one here, though, at level 16. That isn't Royal Focus. So kind of a hybrid build, I guess. Guess. Neil Peasants is pretty good. It's to mercenaries and monsters, not minions, because that's not built into his baseline mace. Ocean Renewal. I never know what the correct talent at number 1 is. I think it's just based on personal preference, but Ocean Renewal, we see a whole bunch, along with the Each of Minions one. And of course, Buried Alive, because, you know, Buried Alive. It's Buried Alive. And Entomb. Yeah, still waiting for that next game invite, so we'll take a look at Mithril Mace, that's the one. Thank you, Zivator. Anything interesting here? So we got Fastly picking up Gathering Storm, Boomerang, Hammer Gains. Yeah, I saw these 10s come out with Mighty Gust, Light Bomb, and Avalanche. It's a lot of displacement, and if there's not coordination, you're going to get a lot of ults getting cancelled out. And we saw a couple of those, especially during that last team fight. But I didn't even think about the coordination between having Last Rites and Avalanche. I didn't even realize that the stasis from Avalanche prevents Last Rites. That's wild. Light Bomb, of course, a solid choice. You can take Dome, usually, if you're not going to get domed. Not going to get that. Honestly, into this? No, not into Gul'dan. Not into a horrified Gul'dan. No. Anything else interesting? Got Malfurion with the Emerald Dream. Rejuvenation. Nature's Cure. This got recently buffed, I think. Increased by 6. It used to be 60%, I think. But this was 2 patches ago. Gul'dan. Oh, we've tried a new Dark Bargain! Let's go! This used to be increased by 30%. Now it's 40%, which, like, that seems like a lot. This one also got buffed. Rampant Hellfire increases by 12% per stack. Now it used to be 10%, now it's 12%, so that's quite a good deal more damage. And if you look at the damage stats, we see he has tops. And of course, his Gul'dan, he just spits out damage anyways, and this little bit. Hold on, everybody. Okay. And of course, it's Gul'dan because he can just spit out damage. Taking a look at healing, Malfurion and Anduin, that's to be expected. Both of them kind of heal monkeys, but Malfurion has a lot, especially with AoE. Anduin's healing is a little more focused. Yeah. All in all, I do like. I liked Kawaii's gun because it seemed to have a purpose. It was very focused on tank busting. Gul'dan for the annoying amount of damage, and Tychus for the focus on the single target. It might have an. I don't know if they forgot to invite me or not, but I forgot what I was saying. Right, Kawaii. They have a pretty solid comp. It's very clear on what it's trying to do. Aside of the Raiders, it's less focused, more just on like getting good value. They're both solid. Because with Mei, you've got a lot of setup. If you can kick somebody into the blizzard, you have a lot of follow up with Jaina and Falstad, especially with Andon being able to help with the roots. Of course, offlane is offlane, but yeah, really good cleanse. Which one was it? Oh yeah, really good cleanse on the Malthael theme there. Denying the taunt from Varian. That was muy bueno. Did he have it when he got ganked in mid lane? I think he might have just like been so surprised he didn't see it, because... Right? Wait, can you cast it if you don't have any Reaper's marks active? Help me out here. Malthael mains. Can you cast Inevitable End if there is no enemy who has an active Reaper's mark on them? I'll find that answer in either 20 seconds or never. Still waiting for the next game. What else can we look at? Oh, bigger they are. That's pretty fun. Chunk them down, let the team do the rest of the damage. And I spell fragment, we're going to take additional... Yep, so that's solid for wave clear. Very good on this map because you need wave clear to help prevent the Zerg waves from just thrashing your forts. Spray and pray and armor piercing rounds. I love these two talents. If you can take the spray and pray, wait, overkill. You can take the overkill talent at 20. I believe that reduces cooldown, and it's pretty good. But I know nothing about Odin, and I'm guessing Big Red Button is like so good that you can't really not take it. But I'm no Odin. I'm not a Tychus expert. But I do like these talents. Slows them, more range, more damage. Solid. Nope, that's not for us. What else we got? Improved life tap. This got improved. I think it got buffed from 35 or 40? 35 or 30. This didn't get changed. Just didn't get changed. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see how many stacks Anduin got at the end of the game. We know it was more than 2, because that's the last time I actually paid attention to that. See, the trick with this talent is that there's some games that you just don't land a double root, and then you effectively don't have a level 4 talent. I personally prefer Light Wave or the root cooldown reduction. They're a little bit more focused. With the Light Wave one, you can... you get... The range on it is a little bit further, so you can interrupt channels if there's channels on the particular map. And the extra autos are always nice, but the extra range on the autos on that talent is what I take it for to help me stay a little safer. The root cooldown reduction is also pretty good, especially something. I mean, with root cooldown reduction, you can just spam roots and don't really have to worry about stuff. Oh yeah, score. I gotta update the score. Bop. Yeah, it's 1-0 right now. So we're just waiting for the next game invite. I hope they didn't forget about me. There we are. All right. Yeah. If it was worth taking the fourth, go to the stun at 20. Yeah. No, good point. But like I said, if you don't hit any secondary targets, it doesn't do anything for you. I just find that the other ones are a little bit more consistent because if once teams realize you're going double root, it was pretty easy to dodge the roots. I find, anyways. I could be wrong, but let's get to the next map, shall we? So game number 2, we're heading over to Dragon Jargon. And it looks like the team that picked this one was Team Kawaii. Right? Raiders won. Raiders did win. And then so it looks like team number 2, which would be Kawaii, has picked this map. So we're going over to Dragon Shire. I'm surprised because usually you want first pick, right? Maybe I messed something up. Either way, going to Dragon Shire, one of the more fun maps in my opinion. I like this map because there's a lot of maneuvering you need to do to get a lot of value. Teams are ready. I'll say Raiders are. Oh, bam. Here we are, game number 2, ICC Raiders versus ICC Kawaii. All right, first pick for the side of the Raiders. I'm surprised. Kawaii didn't go for first pick. Surprised about that. But it is as it is, and first ban going over to Rhaegar. The dog boy making an appearance in this game. I thought he was done for certain. I thought we've seen the last of Rhaegar as of Monday. Junkrat getting banned out from the side of Raiders. Raiders, I guess they have a good Junkrat. I don't know. I'm trying, guys. I broke my scouting sheet 10 minutes before cast went live. But yeah, second ban from the Raiders. Vala getting banned out, and Kawaii. Kawaii looking for their second ban here. I'm guessing this has to be Joe. This has to be Johanna. Because you can't let Johanna through. She got a little bit of a nerf, but I don't think it's nearly enough. Yukov. Interesting. So Johanna is getting through. I would expect to first pick Johanna here. Yeah.
Crusade calls.
There's our girl. Her picks coming in from the side of Kawaii. What would be an acceptable answer for Johanna? That had to have been an oversight. I don't think you just let the Johanna get away. Marion Tychus coming in hot. Looks like we're going for roughly the same comp from last time. Kawaii just trying to get the same old things going. Tank Shred comp, which might actually work pretty well into a Johanna.
For the alliance
And to
above
win.
all.
And so on. And doing a great answer to the Tank Shred comp. And Sylvanas, solid push, solid siege, solid assassin, just does a lot of damage. ICC Kawaii looking for their third ban. We're looking at an offlaner or some form of damage / flex. Sonya maybe? I think we saw Sonya last game. Sonya is still solid here. Li Ming, get the damage out there. ICC Raiders looking for healer, damage, offlane. Healer's a pretty standard pool to pick from if you're looking for a ban, especially since we already have a healer. Maybe Brightwing. What did they see last game? Malfurion. Malfurion getting banned out from the side of the Raiders, or by the side of the Raiders. 2 picks coming in for Kawaii. Healer, offlane damage probably. Don't need to pick healer here. Don't need to pick... We can pick damage, I guess. Let's see what we get. Deckard. Probius. You guys. Deckard and Probius. Probius. Super interesting. Sonya for the Raiders and Mr. Papercut looking at... What do we got, Mr. Papercut? Zeratul. Oh, that ain't good. Kawaii, what do you have here? Probius is very interesting, especially with 2 picks left open. I would have saved Probius for the last slot, unless this is something even spicier for the Lich Queen. Brawl. Okay. Well then. We've got Probius. Offlane Probius. Oh, okay. A little bit of swap action going on. Don't think I didn't see that. Okay. Alright, let's take a peek at these comps. We got Zeratul, Sylvanas, Sonya, Johanna, and Anduin. Solid picks. Johanna Anduin is a very solid combo, and Zeratul can get right into the backline. On the other side, Deckard, Probius, Thrall, Tychus, and Varian. I don't know what to think about this. Probius is a interesting pick, especially in the offlane. Because...
Prepare for combat.
Sorry, my brain just shut off there. Anyways, let's get into this thing. Bam, bam, bam! For the side of Kawaii, we have the Lich Queen rocking the Probius. We have Cthulhu on the Thrall. We have Jekyaz on the Tychus, Mugar, Mwegar on the Deckard, and Tomgan on the Varian. On the other side, in the blue, we have Overlord rocking the Johanna, Xerxes 89 on the Sylvanas, Zinzi on the Zeratul, Mr. Papercut on the Anduin, of course, and Asriel on the Sonya. Let's take a look at what we got. Throw the most spicy. If considered bread as spice. I do! I don't. Unless it's spiced bread. Croutons. I love croutons. What are we talking about? Croutons? I love croutons. Oh, Probius is in the bot lane. Probius, no. Probius, no. Probius, get out of there! Ooh. Good news, Probius got out of there. Mid lane getting picked up by Tychus? Just Tychus? Very interesting. Alright. You have my attention, Kawaii. Let them push into the wall, collect the soak. Zeratul trying to clear up these pesky warp prisms? Pylons. Clear up the pesky pylons. Raiders not quite on the siege camp as they are currently doing the bruiser camp. Give the off lane a little bit of wiggle room. Put a little bit of pressure up there. Probius doing some wave clear, which is something that Probius is exceptional at. I don't know what's going on. Probius has control about it. Oh, didn't quite cap the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Raiders roll into the bot lane. Tyke is still just in the mid lane doing mid lane stuff. Well, it looks like they're coming down. A little bit of clear. Ooh, a taunt goes onto the Zeratul. Very extended target. But did get some damage on it from the Tychus. Do have taunt. Probius is set up on bot lane. Huh. I think the Lich Queen knows what she's doing on Probius. I was a little bit concerned that Probius was a misclick. But I'm happy that it wasn't. Top lane got a little bit pelted by those knights that were up there just then. Got basically the entire wall. Cthulhu trying to get some damage onto the Sonya, saying, "Hey, get off my lawn!" Mid lane pushed in. Bot lane looking for some attention. Tychus getting blinded. Oh, my goodness. Looks who's got a Dragon Knight. It is Zeratul. Zeratul is a Dragon Knight. This is a 3-minute Dragon Knight, so not exceptionally powerful, but should still be able to get a little bit of siege damage done. Rolling the dragon into the bot lane, trying to invest some damage into the more impactful lanes. Mid lane doesn't usually do a whole lot, because there's nothing really no sieges that push there, not really trying to open up winning condition. Bot lane has sieges and bottom lane, so you can get winning conditions down here. Kawaii doing a valiant effort of trying to push this dragon off, is not quite able to save the entire front wall. Front wall will be going down. That taunt goes onto the Johanna, blanking on her name there.
That beast is not my beloved. Not anymore.
She is alive. A lot of clear trying to come out from Kawaii in the bot lane. Interrupt a little bit of Thrall's rotations as he walks bot lane, or mid lane, and top lane. Oh, down here we got some spicy stuff going on. A pull saves Sonya from a Deckard root, and everybody lives. Kawaii has a little bit of soaking to pick up in the mid lane.
Blue team draws first blood.
Thrall dying in the top lane. That's what happens when you get ganked upon by a Zeratul. I guess rolling top lane to cover a little bit of that in the bot lane. We've got some more. You can click these things? What was that sound? You can click these? Can you click these? Can you click these things? Can you click them? Okay, sorry, I'm getting a little bit. I got a little bit distracted. Raiders picking up the bruiser camp in the bot lane, while the rest of Kawaii is meandering their way to the top lane to try to get Zeratul. Not quite able to get out of it because Zeratul has a teleport. Bot lane gets Bot lane Night Camp gets picked up. Lich Queen is in a little bit of trouble. Walks away, or hovers away, safe and sound. Top lane Kawaii is picking up their own Bruiser Camp, taking a lesson from the Bruiser Camp that was taken recently by the Raiders. In the bot lane, Probius doing their very best, Probius and Varian doing their very best to clear up these little things. The Easter egg, I didn't realize that. Something was dinging down here, and I think it was this thing. I think it was this stone. Somebody tell me if you can click that stone or not.
To this cursed realm.
I know they light up when a hero walks close to them. Trying to bait me into that. What do we got going on? Raiders picking up at their Bruiser Camp to cancel out the enemy's Bruiser Camp in the top lane. Sonya versus Thrall is happening. Things are happening. Bot lane, Lich Queen, and the Raider, or Kawaii, is in control. For now. Oh, 10s are online for the Raiders. Oh, both these teams, actually. We got Might of the Nerezi, Mind Control, Wrath of Berserker, Falling Sword, and Light Bomb. On the other side, we have Pile and Overcharge, Earthquake, Commandeer Odin, and Warbringer. And stay a while and listen. Very impactful ults. We will see how they use them. What is going on up here? Look, Kawaii looking for a gank onto the Sonya. Sonya is getting real low. Does have leap up, but a pull is just enough to get her out of there. Technically... Oh, I'm looking up. Oh, leap was not up. Because that is not leap. Because I don't know how to read. Yes. Bruisers. Getting cleared by Cthulhu on the Thrall. Mid lane. Not a lot going on. Bot lane. Probius. Doing her very best down here. Free-man push with the Sylvanas means that not a whole lot of places the Lich Queen can go. However, here comes the rest of the Kawaii looking for a little bit of damage. Oh, double root gets the money. That is worth it. That is worth picking that talent for. Right there. That exact moment. Oh, there's a taunt onto Anduin looking for some damage to come out onto that, but not a whole lot of damage is able to follow up on that. Deckard trying to get some sleep value as Johanna gets a little bit greedy behind, but not enough damage to secure the kill. But speaking of securing kills, we got top lane that has been picked up. Just picked up the Thrall death by both Sonya and Zeratul. Taunt on the Johanna in the bot lane, but a pull was up by Anduin. I feel like he just used that. Must have been right on cooldown. Ooh, taunt trying to come out onto Mr. Papercut, but taunt should be on cooldown right now, and there it is. Falling Sword coming out. You don't have lightning bolts yet. There's the taunt on the lightning bolt. Mind control on these Tychus, and that secures the kill. And Varian's getting real low. Can we get the last little bit of damage on there? Using the Warbringer to get himself back to friendly lines, but that's not quite enough to save you from a Zeratul, and he went down. Moving on to the next little bit, Raiders picking up the enemy siege camp and a Dragon Knight.
Now it burns.
Siege camp in the bot lane. Raiders looking for some damage onto this Deckard. Deckard is walking away as that is gone for. That fort is gone. Oh. This isn't looking too good for the side of Kawaii. Dragon Knight is active, and forts are falling for the side of Kawaii. Damage coming in. Sonya, mind control coming out. Doesn't quite land on anything. Taunt landing on the Johanna. Looking for a little bit of damage, but not quite able to secure enough. And Tychus gets the boot, and a sleep comes out from Deckard, not landing on anything. Alright, in the bot lane. Leading to a little bit of attention from our friendly neighborhood Probius. And Kawaii is looking for something. They are on the same talent tier, so not fighting down anything. However, looks like they're not going to find anything. Oh, they're looking for the siege camp. Yep, Kawaii will be stealing the siege camp, but Raiders are already on top of the Bruiser camp down here. Oh, I think Zeratul was just noticed in here, taking a little bit of time on this camp. Ooh, mind control comes up, doesn't quite land on anything, and that is it. And top lane is getting pushed by Sonya and getting knocked down. Thrall trying to get some damage onto Sonya, but good luck. ICC Raiders clearing up the siege camp. Kawaii clearing up the Knights camp. Potions getting large. And we are at a moment of silence. Just a quiet moment where nothing really happens and we're waiting for things to start happening. Bruisers are getting picked up for the side of Raiders. There is bruisers online for Kawaii. Raiders might be looking at them, might be not. Who's to say?
It won't be long before the shrines are
Shrines
ready
active
for the
pretty soon. 16s are online for the Raiders, and that is a hefty experience lead for them. And they're looking for something down here. Looking for the throw. Throw it. Did use Earthquake and was trying to get out of there, but I don't think that he has the health pool in the world to get out of there. Oh, but actually he does. He gets out of there. What? Frostwolf's Grace, and must have been a bunch of procs with the lightning. Ooh, Varian looking for the taunt onto the Johanna. Johanna gets the sleep. Light Bomb doesn't land on anything. The channel does get finished by the side of the Raiders. Johanna's real low. Pole comes out, saving Johanna from imminent death. A second pole. Love that talent. Second pole, saving the Sonya and securing the disengage. That could have been real spicy for the Raiders if not for both of those poles. Alright. Top lane will be getting into control by the side of Kawaii.
has destroyed a fort.
What fort just died? What fort? I thought they were already lost all the forts. But yes, another fort is down. Kawaii stealing away some more siege camp, or Raiders stealing more siege camp away from Kawaii. Kawaii pushing in the top lane with these knights. I don't... You know, they call this the Bridge of Death for some reason. I don't know if we really need to know why. Oh, Johanna getting in there, getting some damage. Light Bomb on the Sonya does land on one on the Probius. That's not the one you want to hit on the side of Kawaii, but Probius does get downed. Falling Sword coming out, trying to get some damage on Tychus. Zeratul in the backline trying to wreak havoc. But does die in the meantime. Mind Control comes out on the Thrall. But Thrall should be able to get out of there. Deckard's so low. Can he get out of there? Not quite. Sonya's spin finishes the job. Earthquake from the Thrall just trying to get out of there with move speed, but a taunt comes back onto Sonya. Sonya is not giving up there, but I'm going to say, no, you're giving up there. We're done. We are done. But that is a 3-for-1 trade for the side of Raiders. So Kawaii does have free down. Raiders has just the Zeratul down. Honestly, it's not awful. Oh, there's also a dragon. Okay, it is awful. It's bad. Things have gotten bad. But Kawaii should have the squad up first. Deckard will be up in a couple of seconds. Zeratul takes a little bit longer because he needs to travel from the left side of the map to the right side of the map. But this is a dragon. This is a large dragon, and it is pushing in the bot lane because that is the lane that you push if you have a choice. And that we did. Oh, Groot coming out, doesn't quite land on anything. There's the Probius ult, just trying to get everybody away from the fort, just saying slow down, we want you out of here. And that is Dragon Health bar real low. And the cat yelling at me for some reason. Please, kitten. Okay. Kawaii's real low and they're down a couple levels. If they're looking for a fight, now would be the time. As the 20s are not quite around, they're on the same talent tier. You can make something happen, but if you wait too much time, you're going to be down 20s and down a lot. Sometimes you're just stuck in a situation where you got too many minions and Raiders are they're just walking away.
I have seen enough.
Oh, but Kawaii has decided we're looking for something. Johanna is in the Delta, has found Engage, trying to get the damage out. There's the falling sword. Mr. Papercut getting real low. There's the sleep coming out, landing on the healer, trying to get some damage out there, but Zertul's in the backline, wrecking havoc. Zips in and out, extends a bunch of damage, and the Raiders and Kawaii have gotten away safe from sound, which is less than fantastic for Kawaii, as 20s will be active, and Kawaii will be stuck in a turtle situation until they can get on the same talent tier, or take some real bad fights. It looks like that's going to be the case. It's turtle time, ladies and gentlemen. Am I not turtle enough for the turtle club? Kawaii trying to take their own siege camp might be a bad decision, as we have noticed. Yeah, we're leaving, as Raiders have picked up their 20s, which is Shadow Stride. Reduces the cooldown of Vorpal Blade by 10 seconds. Casting Vorpal Blade grants Zeratul a shield that absorbs up to 570 damage for 3 seconds. Cool. Dark Lady's Call, Ignore Pain, Heaven's Fury, and Inner Fire. Oh, there's a call down, and there's Dark Lady's Call coming out. Looks like a lot of damage coming out onto Odin. Odin falling down. Tychus will be first to fall. Zeratul, however, will be dying in exchange. Not enough Shadow Stride value. Oh, 2 roots from the end. We're at 5 stacks now. I'm paying attention this time. This is a 1-for-1 trade, which is fantastic for Kawaii. Ooh, a pull from the Anduin does save Asriel. And no core damage was done this day yet. A really good trade.
Control both shrines.
That is what you want to see. However, ICC Raiders are in a position to take both these shrines unless you mess up the channel. I need to stay back. Alright, Kawaii will be picking up bottom shrine. The Raiders are looking like they're going to do the Bruiser Camp, and at this point the Bruiser Camp isn't completely useful. I mean, it pushes in a little bit, but this is the Bridge of Death. This is the Bridge of Death! Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Lost control of my mouse for a minute. Thrall in the top lane, picking up the channel. Ooh. Thrall, just book it, man. Thrall, you ain't, this isn't looking so good. Thrall. Thrall. No, Thrall. Oh, dodges a whole lot of stuff. Can he get enough? Oh, there's the blink. He did pick up 20s, and it's not quite enough. He found himself in a situation he couldn't really get himself out of. Did really well, but let's take a quick peek at these 20s before stuff really hits the fan. Probius Loop on 20. Wind Rush, we saw that earlier. Big Red Button, Glory to the Alliance, and of course Respect the Elderly. Alright, even though we're down a man, we're looking for a little bit of a pick. Probably on Tychus. There's the rest of the team, but is it enough? Tychus getting down, there's a taunt onto Zeratul, but not enough follow-up. Mind Control does miss, and there's a pull that comes out for some reason. And I think Kawaii is on the retreat. Ooh, big sleep from the Deckard. You gotta leave, Deckard. You gotta run. You gotta run, Deckard! Get out of there! Alright. That is a successful disengage from the side of Kawaii, but a successful dragon getting picked up from the side of the Raiders, and the core is taking shield damage from these catapults, and it looks like Kawaii is just looking to end the game here. May be able to do it, as there is a large dragon stomping their way down bot lane. Throw won't be up for another 15 seconds, so that's a lot of damage you can get on this. Oh, but a taunt onto the Sonya, not quite able to secure the kill. There is the Falling Sword, Heaven's Fury coming out, and there's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage on the core for the side of Kawaii. I don't think they're able to get out of that. And there it is. GG to both of the Citadel sides. But only one side can remain the superior Citadel and pick up the Ice Crown, and it looks like that side is none other than the Raiders. No, red is Kawaii? Yeah, red's Kawaii. Red is Kawaii, blue is Raiders. GG's to both these teams. See if we can get an interview. Oh, so I got a minute on ads. Okay, so we're looking good. Pop into a lobby. Bam. And we'll see if we can get an interview. Oh, yeah. Take a look at these talents. Who's the captain? Of course. Okay, I'll go in here then. I see he's typing. Hold on.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you guys feeling?
Doing wonderful. Feeling great. We were able to get the subs in this week, and my God, after the Overlord shaked off a little nervousness that first game, bang on the second game, so it was wonderful.
Absolutely. So Overlord's a sub then.
Yes, yes, he is.
Perfect. Good to know. All right.
He's worked so hard all season to get some playing time, so figured we'd give him some this week, and he performed very well. I'm very proud of him.
I mean, absolutely. Respect the subs.
Always.
All right, let's take a quick walk through some of these games here. So game one took us to, I'm blanking on what it's called, Braxis Holdout.
Yes.
So that was your guys' pick, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, we picked Braxis. Absolutely, 100%. We wanted to go to that map this week. Just to try it out. We haven't played it that much this season, so make sure we get a good feel for every single map before the playoffs start as a team.
And what is your feel on the map, or at least for that game?
That's a good question. Well, again, I mean, I don't think they come any closer than that. So, I mean, hats off to the Kawaii. Like, my goodness, it does not get any closer than that. Like, they were destroying our four-man bottom. Like, really good job. Good job by Tom Jen, Katu on the Gul'dan. Like, everything. They were solid that first game. Like, having us play on our heels the entire time. So it really came down to one team fight at the end, and even then, with the full Zerg wave, our core was still dying. So it was like push, 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 hit the core, hit the core. So yeah, it doesn't get any closer than that. Shout out to them for that game. That was very close.
That was very close. I was honestly surprised the welfare wave got all of that.
It was a good game.
For sure. So we had Overlord on the May, who you said was your
Yes.
sub.
Yes, actually, it was his first NGS game. So props to him. I remember when it was my first game a couple seasons back. I was pretty nervous, so it was good.
Yeah, no, it was very good. When I was looking at the tens, I noticed there's a lot of like possible misplay configuration. With the gust and the light bomb and the avalanche. And we saw a couple of those come out, but you guys didn't really let it get to you.
No, it's true. We didn't. Also, Overlord had a brilliant snowball to steal the boss, which they'd completely done at one point in the game, which was absolutely amazing. And yeah, we were playing a little scared at first, a little skittish, but in the end, it came down to a team fight, and we all performed really well. It was nice. It was nice to get Zins on DPS as well, and get people kind of doing other things. It was fun.
Yeah, that boss steal was amazing, and I think
May is really good for that.
Yeah, I think Mr. Papercut got a little bit frustrated because all the light bombs he had up to that point just weren't landing, so he just put them on himself and said, "You know what? I'll do this myself."
It's
something
funny
done right?
it's funny you should say that, because I think the turning point of the game was when he said, "Eff it, I'm going in," and then we ended up killing 2 or 3 of them. So you nailed it right on the head. That's exactly what happened.
I love it. I've had my own share of frustrating light bombs. Just like just put it on me. I'll do it. I'll do it.
They'll follow or I'll die. Yeah, and that was pretty much it. That's pretty much what it came down to. So yeah, it was great.
It was very good. All right. So moving over to the Dragon Shower game, which was pretty spicy, I gotta say. I did not see the Probius coming out.
Yeah, neither did we. Obviously everybody loves Probius. Come on.
Everybody loves Probius.
He's such a goofy, fun hero to see into play. So no, we definitely weren't expecting that. But because they had that, we knew that they'd be throwing the off lane on top, who's got good team fight. But we knew that the Probius would, if you leave Probius alone, it's like leaving a Murky alone. He's going to push lanes and you're going to end up losing on XP. So we knew that since we had a Zera, we had to have a strong 3-man, and we did. And everything went really well. The comms were much crisper. Everything was much better. Again, Overlord took all of one game to shake off the nervousness, and then he was completely on point the second game. So kind of a tribute to him this week for all the hard work he's put in this season.
For sure. I gotta say, I was surprised that they let you have the Johanna.
So were we, but we'll take it.
She did get nerfed, but I don't think it was that much. I think she needed just a little bit more to get her back into the
her blind build is a little bit nerfed, but it's still Joanna. She's still broken. Her 20 is still broken. Like it's Joanna. So of course, to our delight and surprise, when the Joanna was there, this makes it easy for our first pick. So yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, very well done. Very clean game number 2. I don't think I
Love
have
to-
anything else
love
to add, so if you have any shoutouts to make or any plays you want to point out, the floor is yours.
Well, of course. I mean, the first thing I want to shout out to is the ICC. I believe. No, we had the Queen season one. I believe this is one of the first times that two ICC teams in the same division have actually showed off together, which is incredible. It was a really fun experience, competitive yet nice. So I mean, shout out to the whole Kawaii. They got a really good team. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they're guaranteed to make the playoffs. So hats to them for the great season they've had. Everybody on that team, they're all really good people. Lich Queen's an amazing person, has an amazing Discord, and I'm just fortunate enough to be able to captain a team on it. But I mean, I got to give props to the Kawaii. I mean, they're a great competitive team and really, really good people. So it was amazing. And I can't say it enough. Good job, Overlord. So proud of you, my friend.
All right.
That's and my team, as always, I do this every time I have an interview, but I'm nothing without my team. They make me a better player. Captain is only as strong as his team, so I don't really do much except the logistics. They're the one that do it on game day, and every member of my team is a vital piece to the machine that we have to go into battle with.
All right. Well,
Yeah, so and thank you for casting. My God, I'm forgetting one of the most important things. Thank you,
Nah.
Mr. Scoops, for casting, and we'll see you in the playoffs. That'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, most definitely. So, I mean, that being said, you have a wonderful evening, and thanks again for casting us.
Yeah, thank you very much, and have a nice one. Good luck.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks.
All right, that's all I got for today. So let's huck you guys off onto somebody else here. Who we got live right now? Well, that's a name I haven't seen. It's a new name. Is this a new caster we got? I don't recognize this guy. Maybe we just haven't seen them around. But that's where we're going, right? They're in game number... In game number, I can't tell. But we're going to go there anyways. Hopefully. Yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you for all the followers. King of Hots, Raka, recognize that one, Brobuntu, and Sonic Burritos. Thank you.